49. Sri Vishnu Sahasranaama Stotram. Suvrataha Sumukha Sukshmaha Sughoshaka Sukhadaha Sruhut Manoharo Jita Krodhaha Veerabahur Vitaranaha. There are 10 names in this verse, 6 in the first line and 4 in the second line. Suvrataha Sumukha Sukshmaha Sughoshaka Sukhadaha Sruhut Manoharaha Jitakrodhaha Veerabahuhu Vidaranaha. Suvrataha means one with pure vow, the one who is ever performing the sacred pure oath. It is a sacred oath of the Lord that he has to give shelter and protection to all those who totally surrender themselves to him. Rama proudly declares that Sakrut eva prapannaya tavasmamiti yachate abhayam sarva bhutebhyaha dadami etat vratam mama. Lord Rama says, anyone who comes and seeks my shelter, I have to give shelter to him. This is my sacred vow, my vratam mama. This was in the context of Vishnu seeking refuge from Rama just before commencement of the battle, when there was severe difference of opinion among the Vanara leaders. After listening to all of them, Rama said, irrespective of what you have said, it is my vow. To anyone who seeks my shelter, I can never say no. Forget about Vibhishana. Even if Ravana himself comes and seeks my refuge, I will not refuse. So this is what Rama said. And this signifies Mahavishnu's attitude. The term can also refer to him who has done tapas for a long number of years. This refers to Mahavishnu's avatara as Naranarayana. He did in this manifestation, Mahavishnu did tapas in Badrinath for thousands of years. Such a great person, great entity, has a very charming countenance, charming face, sumukhaha, charming face. Almost all the manifestations of Lord Vishnu will see with a very charming face. Rama, Krishna, any of these avatars, you'll always find that. Even avatar of Narasimha, once he cools down, once his anger is controlled by the prayer of Prahlada, you will see him in a beaming smile along with Lakshmi in his bosom. In all conditions, the Lord is ever cheerful and brings to his face the dignified beauty of calm repose. When the devotees come and surrender at his sacred feet, Narayana is one of infinite mercy. He beams with joy at the devotion of the surrender of the devotees and seekers. Prasanna Vadanam Charu Padma Patrayata Ikshanam. He has a very charming face and his eyes are like beautiful lotus flower. Prahasitam Priya Prema Vikshanam. Bhagavatam says this in Dashamaskanda. Prahasitam, his looks, his face, his eyes, his gaze, everything is very pleasant. Now, anyone, if you try to recall Krishna's face, you have never seen Krishna in anger. Throughout his life, he sported that sweet smile on his face. Even in the midst of battle in the Kurukshetra war, he was always having a beautiful, divine smile on his face. Such a Lord is not invisible. He is only subtle. Sukshmaha, not sthulaha, not gross. Sukshmaha. Sukshmaha means the subtle. One who is subtle, subtler than the subtlest. For example, among all the elements, Akasha, the space, is supposed to be the most subtle. He is more subtle than even space. So he is not easily graspable by the normal five senses. Only he can be captured by a devotee's pure heart. Sarvagatam Sukshmam, all pervading. So it is subtler than the subtlest. Mundaka Upanishad. He is subtle, but he has also has a very auspicious sound. Sughoshaha. Sughoshaha is the name of the conch that Krishna blew in the opening of the Mahabharata war. The sound of Vishnu is the essence of all Vedas, as all the four Vedas have come from him, supreme. Hence the term of auspicious sound. He is the conferrer of happiness. Sukha Daha. Sukha Daha. Sukha Daha is one who confers happiness. Not just happiness, it is supreme happiness. It is called bliss. One who confers happiness. Da also means destroyer. He is the one who can destroy the so called happiness of the mortal world and give us the real happiness of Parandhama. Here, of course, it means one who gives his joy to devotees and takes away the joy from those who are not divine, who are evil minded. Evil minded people sometimes feel happy in their misdeeds. Such happiness, so called happiness, arising from undivine activities, are taken away by the Lord. In that sense, is Sukadha, destroyer of happiness. He is a friend of all beings. Suhrut. Actually speaking, Mahavishnu is a friend of all living creatures. Why only living creatures? He is a friend of even inanimate objects. True friend is one who gives all that he possesses without expecting any return. This great quality you will find in the Lord. He is prepared to meet all the desires, all requirements of all the devotees. He himself never expects back anything. Even what we offer, so called, is only for our satisfaction, not for his requirement. He is Paripurna. He has no requirements. Next name is Manoharaha. Manoharaha has two meaning. One is charming, and the other meaning is Manaharaha. He is the one who loots the mind. Loots the mind means he captures the mind, he attracts the mind. Especially you can see in Bhagavatam when Krishna was a boy, people were forgetting everything. The Gopas, Gopis, they used to forget everything. They forget all their belongings. They forget their own people and used to run after him because he has stolen. He has stolen their hearts. He not only steals the butter from their homes, but he steals their heart also. Not only is the Lord of beauty, not only is the Lord beauty incarnate himself, he compels the attention of the devotee. He is so charming that all the sense objects of the individuals are attracted towards him. All becomes inactive, and the person's mind and heart will be captured by the enchanting form of the Lord. Thus, Vishnu is one who generates an irresistible joy in the minds of his devotees and compels them to spend their time, surrender, surrender themselves in all their being, seeking his constant worship. Such a charming and friendly person. He is such a charming and friendly person. There is not even a trace of anger or hate in him towards anybody in the universe. He is Jitakrodha. He has conquered anger. The term anger here denotes all the 6 inner enemies: Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. That is desire, anger, greed, delusion, arrogance, and jealousy. These are taken together because each leads to the other. It is a desire which leads to anger. A desire which is not fulfilled leads to anger. A desire which is fulfilled leads to greed, lobha. And once krodha, kama, lobha overpower a person, he is completely deluded. He may get arrogance, jealousy. All these are related. So mention one, it is enough. That's why it says Jita Krodha. He is one who has conquered anger. That means he is one who has conquered, has full control, and will not allow any of these evils to come anywhere near him. All these are only variations and consequences of the main problem, that is unbridled and indiscriminate desire. So these constitute the various types of thoughts in man. The six categories into which all mental activities will fall. So one who has conquered all these shortcomings means one who is beyond the mind. That is, he is nothing but the self. Self is Mahavishnu. So Jitakrodha means the self itself. And he is always without anger. He is without anger. Even then, he is always ready to defeat evildoers. To defeat the evildoers, he will use his power and capacity. He is extremely strong, extremely powerful. He has valiant arms. Veera Bahu. Veera Bahu means mighty and valiant arms. It signifies his supreme power. Before him, nobody can stand. Any Rakshasa, any Asura, anybody can be tackled easily by him. Actually, from time to time, he incarnated himself to put down the wicked and to protect the good. Paritranaya sadhunam, vinashaya cha dushkritam. For this, he will use all his force and do that. And such evildoers, among evildoers also, there are some persons who are incorrigible. They are not open to reason. They will not listen to anybody. And such dangerous people, for them, he is not only Veera Bahu, he is Vidaranaha. Vidaranaha means one who's terror. He simply tears apart, splits asunder, totally destroys. This quality is eminently seen in Mahavishnu's manifestation as Narasimha. He's called Ugra Narasimha. So Ugra Narasimha, Lord appears in that deadly form, very dangerous form, scary form, and to tear open and kill Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu, by the boons he sought, invites that there was no other way he could have been tackled. In order to destroy Hiranyakashipu, before before Hiranyakashipu, he had appeared as Hiranyaksha. Sorry, he appeared as Varahavatara. In Varahavatara, he tackled Hiranyaksha. In Narasimhavatara, he tackled Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha were two brothers who were extremely dangerous for the earth. Hiranyaksha lifted the earth, stole the earth, and ran away. And to protect Bhudevi, Mahavishnu took the form of a great boar, Varaha. So Mahavishnu has another name. It was called Bhudharaha. Bhudharaha. Dhara means split or to tear open. Thus, Bhudharaha is a synonym for Varaha. Thus, Mahavishnu will take different manifestations for different purposes. Otherwise, he is always charming, he is very peaceful, he is friendly, Sukhadaha, Suhut. So let us end on this happy note. Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.